Welcome, and it's so good to see all of you. You know, I just got done doing this podcast here in the studio, and you're not going to be able to hear it here because I can't say things here that I say on the podcast. That's the reason why we do the podcast. I'm so thankful that at least Apple and these companies allow the podcast to have some freedom of speech. Oh, my goodness, because, you know, I have to edit. Or actually, we do some of these broadcasts, and I just turn and I go, well, I can't wait for that one to get out. And my staff tells me, well, we can't because of what you said. And what am I supposed to do? Well, anyway, this is the summary of what we talked about. I can tell you this. This broadcast today was focusing on understanding the 30,000-foot revelation of how the global how should we put it? The one world government global economic system is actually working. We take a look here at the globe, the way it really works, where China is right now going through its own shaking. And I like the fact that, well, how should I put it? I'm happy that while America is going through its struggle with its own economic recovery, and it exacerbated and made worse by unemployment hitting because of the COVID mandates in all these companies, and it's going to start the pilots soon. Right around Thanksgiving to Christmas, you're going to see it's government policy that is screwing up the economic recovery and happiness of people. Government, when it's overextended, is out of God's will, and it cannot prosper. It can only control, intimidate, and steal. So what this broadcast deals with is what's actually happening in China, because China's going through a $5 trillion DOS reckoning right now. Now, they're half the GDP of the United States, like an 11, 12 trillion, dollar, 12, government economy. The United States is like around $22 trillion economy. But we're rapidly screwing up our global position because Trump had the right formula, and Biden, in his Obama obsession with undoing the former president, just did the opposite of whatever Trump did, whether it made sense or not. I mean, stupid stuff. It was so obvious, like you don't close out a deal with another country without at least negotiating some concessions and terms. But Biden just pulls out of everything, literally gave us back to energy dependence on the Middle East, where we were energy independent. We were exporting. And so in every area, there's been an assault on the economy. But China has experienced its own crises because of its own Evergrande China Corporation, which was this big developer, and it's just suddenly gone collapsed. But with it, it's taking its financial partners who are actually helping to fund it, and it's creating what I'm believing is a reset in China so that they can't capitalize on America stumbling. There's still opportunity for America to get on its feet, and it's going to be happening. 2022 is the great reset for America. And the awakening that is needed is an awakening that engages the populist movement in recovering its own vigor as a nation, its love for its nation, its identity as a nation. And it's going to have to get worse before it gets better, because the way that God is instructing America right now is by exposing the fruit in order to deal with the root of something which is destroying us as a culture. And it all comes down to authoritarian, like communist overreach. It's in China, it's in the United States. COVID gave the gift that keeps on giving, because they can use it like a hammer to bludgeon people into submission. But what we're seeing on the opposite side is an awakening of the spirit of yearning for freedom and independence, because freedom is what the devil is trying to take away, and freedom is what you're about to recover. That's what the awakening is all about. So we cover the real nature of, if you don't understand all the complexity of financial issues, it really doesn't matter. All you got to do is catch this broadcast, and it gives you a perspective on why you should know what's going on in the world economy and know how God is intervening to tap the brakes and to slow things down so that America can have its moment to adjust itself and align itself with the principles that will ultimately save it from destruction. And that's what this podcast is about. Come join me, lancewallnow.com/podcast, and send us your review. Thank you for being part of this movement. I got censored on 2 social media platforms. They wouldn't tell us specifically what I did. I can't let that happen. And so that's the reason why I found and discovered a place called Liftable. It's the coolest platform where we're going to be meeting in the future. It's where the uncensored news can come to you 24 hours a day. It's the place where we formed our whole new underground. Meet me there at the underground. I look forward to seeing you on Liftable TV.